Hey guys, today we're going to come back and paint one of these blanks from the Man's Bait Company. This is their deep diver, goes about 10-12 feet down. You know, I got this in the green tomato pattern, which I think is my favorite. I got a couple shad patterns, but I got a lake I'm going to, and I thought either a bluegill, a perch, the fire tiger, something like that. And I think we're going to go with the fire tiger. I've done a few gill patterns lately, so we're going to put this in a fire tiger pattern, and I got a special place I plan on fishing this one. So we'll get that out. Before we do, don't forget my Bite Me t-shirts. If they interest you, you can pick them up through Amazon. There'll be a link down in the description. If you're not into t-shirts, I make your cell phone cases for them also. You get a Bite Me cell phone case. Everybody will wonder what that's about. Anyway, links are down in the description. If they interest you, both are available from Amazon, and for Prime members, it's free shipping. All right, let's get this thing painted. All right, we have our Man's blank here. I've got it already done with the base coat of white. As I said, one time earlier, got quite a few of these done at one time. Saves me a lot of steps later on. You know, fire tiger, perch pattern, whatever we want to call this one, I'm not sure. We're going to kind of take a little bit from each and put it together. Let's start out. We're going to go with a belly that's yellow, and we're going to go about halfway up on this on the sides. There we go. We're about halfway up on the side. That's good enough for that. Let me hang on just a second. Clean this out real quick. Now, I want to take a little bit of the transparent orange, and I want just, better shake that a bit, huh? I'm not going to get too carried away with this. We're just going to you know what, hang on. Before we even do that, let's dry this just a little bit. Nothing like changing your mind in the midstream, right? I don't want this to get too carried away here, so take the heat gun, dry that just a bit. Now we'll come out with our orange. One line right down the belly. There we go. One just quick shot leaves our yellow coming up, but we do have the orange going all the way back. A lot of times in the bluegill we stop here and go forward. Here we went all the way with it. All right, now let me clean up and we'll move on. As I said, switching in midstream. I was all set. We were going to use our pearlized lime for the back. And by the time I got cleaned up, I thought, you know what, let's go pearlized green instead. A darker green with the pearl. I want it to be a little bit darker. I didn't want it to be quite that light colored. And I don't think the pearlized is going to do much with that yellow there. So I'm going to go with the darker green. Let it blend down the side a little. Oh, I'm glad I did that. There we go. I'm glad I did it that way. I like that darker color versus that lime in this situation. Now, I want to dry this, and then we got another step. Okay, I got everything here. Getting moved over to the helping hand. We're going to put some markings on the side. We're going to use a trusty comb. Now, I've got a couple of them. I've used this one too. If you're a horse person, you know what that one is. I stole that one from my daughter, but it's got awful smaller marks, so I thought I'd stick with this one. We're going to go with opaque black to put our markings in. And what I want to try to do, we can see our line we got where they're meeting. I'm going to try to put the bottom of the comb right about where that line is, so I don't get anything too much down into the yellow. Hold that about right in there. And there we go. We'll turn him over. Hang on, better wipe that off a little bit. I'm going to have to turn the comb around. Don't want to get any paint on there. Hold that up right about like that. There we go. Now, just for the final thing, so we don't leave the back looking like that. We're just going to go one right down the back real quick. And there we go. All set, ready for some eyes and a top coat. Okay, we're ready for the top coat. I went ahead and used red eyes. Thought about yellow for a bit, and I thought, let's go ahead and put the red ones in. I like red eyes. That is my favorite color. As always, using the Bob Smith 30-minute slow cure, 2-part epoxy. There's other methods you can use. I started using this one at the start. It's worked for me. There's all kinds of other videos of mine here that might get a little more into mixing it and putting it together. Basically, it's just 50-50, half of each. Get a nice even coat. Don't get too carried away. You'll have tons of it draining back to the back of the lure when you hang it up. I don't have a machine that will rotate the lures, so I end up hanging mine up. And that way it'll even itself out. Just cheap brush. The brush strokes will come out when you're hanging it, and it evens itself out. You got a little dark spot. There we go, got rid of it. Don't know what that was. Got it off the lure though. Give it a good look over. Once you're done, make sure you didn't miss any spots. And I'll tell you what, if you miss one, it's not that bad of a deal. I've come back before and found a spot I missed. I just mixed up a tiny batch later, touched it to that spot, and it worked just as well. The finish may not have been quite as smooth and as perfect, but hey, I'm doing it for myself. I'm not doing it to sell these things. All right, there we go. That's got it. Ready to go out to the lake, catch some fish as soon as it's dry. Well, there we go, guys. There is, I guess you'd call it the Fire Tiger pattern. And you know what? It did catch some fish. Bob and I were out a couple days ago fishing the lake with some fairly clear water, so I knew we were going to have to get it on a little bit deeper. That's kind of why I was looking for this crankbait in this pattern. I thought it might work well in this lake. And for the fish we caught that day, this ended up being the lure that caught most of the fish when it was all said and done. So, hey, every once in a while you paint one up and it works out okay and you catch some fish with it. Thanks for sticking with me. Subscribe to the channel if you would, guys. Hope to see you again real soon.